What's up, guys? This is my first deck profile. It's my DDD deck. I've seen a lot of videos of people showing off their deck, and I just wanted to give my take on it. Show you guys what I'm running for October 2022. So let's get into it, I guess. So we'll just go through the monsters, and I'll explain why I'm running so many of them. And then Apocalypse. So I run multiples of each because I play Pot of Desires, just to help you draw some more cards. So with the deck, you're trying to link and fusion to try and get into your synchros, basically. And the end board is pretty strong. I don't like playing the version how people are usually playing it. You know, the pure, I guess, or what they calling it. I feel like the end board, although it's strong, you're really just ending with the rank 6 XYZ and the visor and like the fusion, and you know, sometimes you could get Baron or Siegfried out there, which is good. It'll make it stronger, but I feel like with this board that you're making, you're already making Baron with the visor, plus a couple other guys that I'll show you. But yeah, all these you want to max out at 3 of, besides Ghost and Apocalypse. Ghost, I actually put the 2 just for Elf. This is the monster you need in your graveyard, and he facilitates Siegfried, so as much as he's not that great in the hand, you still gotta play him at 1 at least. So that's it for the monsters right there. We could go on to the spells. So we got triple of the gate, 3 allure, so the deck is very similar to how people were playing it, you know, a few years ago. Y'all probably remember. But I wanted to add a couple new cards, which is Headhunt and the Towers. I feel like with this, you don't end on the XC fusion link unless you can't get to the XC. So it's not like it still do its job, you know. You could usually end with Siegfried out, with the visor and Gilgamesh. So the lock is still there. Just sometimes you can't get to the card, whether you banish it off Desires or you just don't draw into it, or you can't add it. But it's not really a card you need as strong as it is. I'd rather much have like this card. Headhunt pretty strong, so. But yeah, we play like 7 draw cards. Drawing the cards you need for your hand, like your combo, is probably the most important thing, like in most decks. Let me get it together. So if y'all remember the combo, how it goes, a few years ago you needed these 3. Now you want Copernicus or Kepler, whichever one to help you get goes to your hand or graveyard. Like I said, this is the monster you need in graveyard to revive with Elf to get your combo going some more before you make Gilgamesh. And these cards just help you just draw into the cards you need. You play so many 3-0s that you don't really care to banish certain ones, certain like 3-0s, you know, to help you get into these cards, basically, if that makes sense. But so yeah, that's the spell lineup. We can go to the extra deck. extra deck. For the links, we got Elf, Cross Sheet, Underworld, and Gilgamesh. So basically, this is the new card from Darkwing Blast, and this was probably the most interesting card I've seen out of the set, specifically for this deck, because this is my main deck. And when I read it, I'm like, ooh, because you guys know DDD's all fiends, so I'm trying it out right now. There's certain plays where this could come up over Elf, but you need that card in your hand with this deck. The 5 cards you open are the 5 cards you're going to be laying down, basically, you know. You're going to use them, but this could help for the extension with Ragnarok, getting you a tuner for a synchro. So it's an interesting card. You guys should just read the effect, try it out. It's definitely cuttable. Like I said, I'm just trying it out. So my fusions, I'm playing these 3. You don't really need more than 3 unless you know you want to cut this. But we'll go into the synchros. Alexander, Seyfried, what's his name? Boral Savage, and Baron. So you're instantly always making these 2. And then Siegfried is always, you know, you could make them if you don't banish Apocalypse. You can make them other ways too, like with your D-Arc. But the ways that, you know, where you can't make them is when you'll probably just end up not overlaying the visor over this and keeping this, so when they pop him, you know, you could just summon this guy out by Exceeds. So I don't play the rank 6 one. I only play these 2 for they just help you when you're stuck in certain hands and where you need to extend past, or if you need to add cards to help facilitate your combo, they're there. A lot of times you're popping your contracts too with Lamia. So sometimes you won't have that contract for your divisor. So sometimes, you know, you can just overlay right on top of them, and it makes the visor live, which is good. And then my last exceed is Kali Yuga. I feel Kali Yuga is really good right now with the Sprite and Tier deck. Just, you know, I see him playing a lot of traps like Imperm, like most decks. But the new trap, the Sprite deck god is very strong. I can see people playing more than one of that. And he also just clears unnecessary back row that just, you know, is there. Now I guess I'll show you the M board that I make using the cards right here. So these are the cards you really want in your hand. The monsters really these. And you could say if you don't have Copernicus, you want Ghost in your hand. Ghost, like I said, Kepler to help you get to your last piece. But we'll say we have these right here. So what you're gonna do is Necro Slime. So Swirl the Grave. Get your 6. The small gang is you'll use Swirl Slime Banish, especially your Copernicus with your chain. Get your Ghost, send it to the graveyard. Then you can normal summon your Lamia. With that, we'll go ahead and synchro. To your Alexander. Link these. Crash sheet. We'll go Necro Slime, banish your small Genghis. When you summon Genghis to the zone, crush, you can revive your ghost. You want to revive ghosts at this point so you can send another copy of Lamia. Also, whenever you have like monsters in your graveyard, or yeah, you want to have like more monsters in your graveyard, and when you do, each time you send him, you pretty much, I feel like, always want to send another name, just so you can have resources to banish for your apocalypse, resources you can banish for your fusions. You know, it's just important, and it's for certain that you'll always have a name to revive, like Griffin, which is really strong. So when we link these off, oh yeah, so cross you, my bad guys, special summon the ghost, then link these two off. Into Elf. And then when Ghost sent to grave, you're gonna send another copy of Lamia. You always want to get 2 Lamia in grave. You know, same like the list when we played Hulk. It's a shame they banned that card, but it was too good for it to be out still. So you always want 2 copies in grave, because you're always gonna end up using one effect and you need the other one in grave for your Siegfried play. So you'll use Elf effect, special summon your ghost, which will trigger your Alexander to special summon Lamia. I'll synchro Alexander and Lamia. My bad guy. Into your Boral Savage, which will equip the cross sheep. So it got 2 counters on it. Shit, I'm trying to find a dex. Oh yeah, this got 2 counters on it for the Link Raider, and it's it gained 350, so it's at 3350, which is stronger than most monsters at a 3000. Then I guess you could activate your Dark Contract, so it's not sitting there useless, and just add whatever. I guess let's just say you want to add Griffin, or let's get Kepler. Better follow up. We could send Kepler, or we can send Negate, whichever monster you add to your hand. I'd rather send a monster off Lamia's effect besides the contract, because if you don't use this, you're losing Divisor's you know, once per chain effect. So I like to keep that. We could just send Kepler to grave. Then when we send Kepler to grave its cost, revive the Lamia, which will trigger your Genghis to get Alexander back. And at this point, you could either make the Siegfried or you could make the Baron. I always like to make the Baron because you're gonna make Siegfried anyways. And then Ghost. So another copy of Lamia. Then we'll link these 2 off for Gilgamesh. This one's banished. And like I said, that's why you want to have at least 2 Lamia engraved, just because you're going to end up using the effect. Yeah. So, Gilgamesh effect, we can set our pendulum scale. And they can't target it with Elf, which is cool. So in scale, you want to set your Apocalypse and Ragnarok. And when you do that, you'll activate Apocalypse effect, and scale will banish. At this point, you don't really need Ghost engraved. You could always banish it and retrieve one of your banished DDD monsters, but or you could just save them engraved for Elf. And during your opponent's turn, when you summon Elf, you could always trigger Ragnarok's effect to revive like a Siegfried or whatever you want, really. But we'll go banish Alexander because it's pretty much pointless now. And then we could let's just do a Lamia. I always like to keep him in gray just in case if I need to make Kali Yuga. He's just easier that way with Ragnarok. So we'll banish those two, summon the Apocalypse, which will get Ragnarok's effect to revive Lamia. Synchro those. For the Siegfried, we could put him here. And then we could overlay, boom, like that. So, and yeah, that's pretty much the Emperor that I came up with so far. It was way stronger when you end this like this, and then you had Hulk, you know, your opponent's turn, banish Hulk, get formula, go on the Baron, but I feel like this is still, it's still pretty strong. I mean, you got a spell and trap negate, and they can't imperm these or target them, you know, with effects. So, and then you got two like Almi's, and then the Divisor could use his effect twice with the contract, which I think is strong. So yeah, that was pretty much you know, the starting, like what you want to like start with or end on, I guess, with the deck, and that's using Lamia, this guy, and Copernicus. So I hope you guys like it, maybe learn something. If you guys already know this, then you guys could probably help me try to make the board even stronger, you know, try to extend more from here. Next video I'll probably show you something with this, because this card does seem interesting. Yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it, and stay tuned maybe for another video, who knows. So I'm out. Peace.